Hi everybody, my name is Russ Hamilton. I'm a retired sergeant from the California Department of Corrections. And Anthony Ganji sent me a question sent to him by one of his fans, just asking a question about a problem they were having, and so we're going to try and address that in this video. Basically, the guy goes on to say, "Hey Anthony, I've been working in corrections about 5 months. I'm a big fan of yours." This guy was working in a new area, and so he really didn't know the layout, and he says that basically the inmates were able to get the better of him because of that. And they were attempting to do a lockup, and the inmates, some of them instead just stayed out, doing what they do, passing cigarettes, passing contraband, eventually I guess refusing to lock up. And so he wanted that question addressed, so that's what we're going to attempt to do here. So anyway, this is a little bit of a tough one because I don't know what all of that guy's policies are. I don't know what their procedures are and stuff, but we'll attack it from a couple of different directions. First of all, this is essentially a substitute teacher problem. Substitute teacher comes in, what happens? The kids run rampant, all right? It's not a big surprise. So the first thing that I would do to try and curtail future situations like this, when you're working a new unit, get out there, let the inmates see you, and everything you do, you be decisive in. They'll be that much less likely to test you. And that's all I can really say about that. Just go out there, be decisive, handle situations, big and small, and they'll be less likely to try and get one over on you. Now, when we get to the second part of this, what should you do once it's starting to go bad? It's a little bit harder to answer because so many different departments have so many different policies. Different departments have different tools. I can tell you the way that I would have handled it. The last institution that I worked at was simply I would have called a code, and we would have made every inmate get down on the ground. Anyone that didn't get down on the ground, they were involved. Responding staff would have handled it. It was something that we generally did all the time. So if your particular facility doesn't have that policy, it's something to look into. The next thing you need to do is you just need to be absolutely firm and resolute when you're giving your directions. Start pulling people aside, get them away from the crowd, start dealing with them one at a time, and make it harder and harder for those that are seeing what's going on to stay part of that mix where they know that they're going to end up in a disciplinary situation or possibly even in a use of force situation. So you just need to address the edges of the situation to start with, moving toward the middle and moving toward the inmates that are causing the real problems. Eventually what that does is only the inmates that are the ringleaders and stuff then are separated away, and they're culled out from the group, and other people will start to comply. So anyway, that's my best suggestion for this. Like I said, it's a substitute teacher problem. Get ahead of the problem by showing that you're decisive in other things before lockdown even happens. And then once it happens, if you can, call that code. Go ahead, make them sit down. Everyone that's standing up is still involved. So staff can come in there, identify the ringleaders right away, get them cuffed up, give them orders to get on the ground, lay down, hands behind their back. And the rest of you, stay safe. Have a great day.